Ideally, I think booking multiple days like this, like whether it's in 1 month, 1 week, or even if they're back to back, is kind of the best way to get any project done. Just because you see quick progress, you start seeing the leg come together. Everything's kind of healing up at the same time, and opposed to, like, let's say you start off like a leg sleeve or arm sleeve and you're chipping away at it, and like let's say you're doing one session every 6 months, which is okay too, but everything's kind of healing at different times and we're constantly kind of getting better. So let's say if you're getting a sleeve done and it takes 2 years, things are healing at different times and your skill level's changing too. So when everything's kind of healed, sometimes things need touch-ups and stuff, and opposed to, like, let's say you do something all in 1 week, even if it all ages and it kind of like soften up a little bit or even lighten up a little bit, it'll look cool because it'll all kind of look the same, and opposed to you having pieces that look a little bit darker. So this is always the best way to do it. Just, it is obviously a little bit more painful, but you know, it's a bigger commitment, but it always comes out better. All right, so we're starting a leg sleeve on a new client, but it turns out he's actually an old friend of mine and my brother's. We're starting today. We're doing the Lady Justice in front of the shin, and then he's got a few ideas for the back. We haven't really decided exactly what we're going to do on it. He has some ideas, but we're just going to kind of focus today on finishing this. And then kind of his next session, he booked 4 days, so he's going to be coming this next Saturday. Today's what, Monday? So he's going to be coming Saturday and then 2 days next week. We might be able to do it in 3 days, hopefully. I think we might be able to finish it in 3 days. So, but today we're just focusing on the Lady Liberty. It's just, you know, kind of getting the design together. I like moved the hand over a little bit. We're looking at some other references. Like I said, it turns out that he's like an old friend of ours, so kind of talking a little bit, kind of taking a little while to get started. But once all the homework's done and all the proper understanding of the stencil, all the prep is done while I'm stenciling. When I do the tattoo, it's like kind of takes as long as I did on the stencil. This area, bro, it's actually not as bad. It's just at the beginning, it's just gonna feel sharp as fuck. Really? It's just gonna be like, oh fuck. You're gonna be like, what the fuck did I get myself into? But as you get through like the first hour, it'll get a little bit more chill, and then you'll go through like some parts of it where it won't even hurt that much. You'll be so used to it. And then again, maybe at the end, it'll be like a little excruciating. Like with you, since it's your first tat, I'm gonna just ease into it. Like, I'm not gonna go all crazy right away. But once I kind of like break the skin a little bit and you kind of brace yourself a little bit, then I'll kind of move to the areas that have a little bit more heavy shading, just to kind of get those areas out of the way. Just because at the beginning you have more stamina at the beginning yourself, you know what I mean? So you could endure that pain at the beginning, and then at the end it'll just be the more technical stuff, and you'll be able to like just kind of chill a little bit. I never, when I started doing when I started tattooing, I never wanted to be like a lettering artist. Like, I just didn't like lettering like that, bro. To just be like, oh, I want to just do letters. I like the way black and gray looked, like realism. But I knew that, like, in order for me to kind of like eventually get into black and gray, that I would kind of need to somehow like work on some fundamentals. And I kind of thought, because I was self-taught, I kind of thought to myself, well, if I do lettering, you know, there's a lot of fundamentals in lettering, you know, lining, packing in black, line weight, you know, getting pieces to fit the body the right way. So all that stuff, bro, kind of helped me when I started getting into black and gray realism. Just understanding like line weight and all that stuff, bro, like the way that the pieces are going to fit on the body, especially like packing in black and using like different like needles to shade. Okay, check it out, bro. Hold on, let me call you in like 1 minute, okay? Bye. So that area that I stopped at right now, bro, when you come on Saturday, I'll be able to just put that piece on, boom. So I won't have to outline any of it. Cool. And then we'll add maybe some background too that day, or maybe kind of see how we're gonna tie in the back pieces, like how we're gonna tie all this in. But next session, I want to finish this and do a little bit of background, bro. Sweet. But this will be all done, bro, next session. Hell yeah. Calf kind of goes like this. Everyone's calf, that's how your leg goes. It goes from your calf to your ankle, gets smaller. So we're actually, it's only gonna be like this much of it that comes out in it. So I'm over stenciling it, you know, I'm over stenciling it, but it's only gonna be like this much of it that comes out. It's gonna cover damn near the whole calf, and then that's where I'm gonna kind of figure out where I'm gonna add the building. But it's probably gonna be like back here onto like the back of the knee area. Probably gonna do some clouds and stuff, kind of like how this one was that he sent us. I think it looks pretty sick. Probably do some clouds all around the whole next session will be like the building and all the clouds around like the front and the back, something kind of like that. It looks pretty sick. If you over stencil it, like if you look at my stencil, it looks like very simple. It doesn't look too crazy. And I've learned that because there's been times where I would try to stencil. I was just talking to Bobby about this. You try to stencil every single thing, and it doesn't really translate that well, because like now you're kind of going back to like you doing a portrait where you're copying every single thing in the image. And with stuff like this, the cool thing about stuff like this is you could stylize it a little bit, and that's why I feel like it's important to stencil off of the paper, and opposed to just printing it out and just doing it that way, because you're able to kind of in your head stylize it and kind of make adjustments and kind of do your little homework on how you're going to up the contrast or simplify certain things. So the stencil part is very important, you know, but also like don't be afraid to to not like to simplify it a little bit, you know, and then have a little bit fun when you're tattooing and adding some of the details with the machine, and opposed to you're doing every single little thing, and then when you're tattooing, you're going back and forth too much because you're trying to copy everything to the T, where if you just kind of get some of the basic little stuff, you kind of just go in there and tattoo it however you want, and it's like you're doing your own thing with it. It's still gonna look like this image, but it's gonna look a lot more confidently done and a lot more stylized and a lot more fun. You'll have a lot more fun with it. Because at the end of the day, like, yes, you know, you are copying an image, but also you should, you know, like, you should have at least some art background where you don't need to get you have to have an understanding of this, you know, and that's kind of like too, like how you see when you see certain artists do pieces like this, and they're done with a lot of confidence. You can see the stroke of the mag. You could see even little imperfections. You know what I mean? I feel like when you see that, it just shows that they had fun with it and it was stylized to their liking. And most of the time, those pieces are the ones that you heal up super badass, and opposed to someone that tried to like get every single little strand and every single little thing in there. Sometimes I feel like, in my experience, that stuff doesn't hold up that well. So try to have fun with it and try to stylize it. That's why it's important to stencil like this for me. On the hair, I'm gonna leave a lot of contrast. I'm gonna leave a lot of it open. I'm not gonna try to. I'm just basically getting the main direction of each strand, and I'm just gonna kind of do my thing with it. And as I start tattooing, I'm gonna kind of. That's what's cool about this, is most of the time when I'm doing a portrait, I'm strategically thinking of all the things I'm gonna do and the nose and how dark I'm gonna go. Right now, I'm not, and I feel like I purposely do that when I do animals, because I don't want anything to look too uniform, and I don't want to be thinking too much. I just kind of want to go there, attack it aggressively, and have fun with it. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, like that. Perfect. Cool. All right, let me start from the back. That's cool. Hold them like this. Are you busy? Turn it a little bit this way. Just a little bit. That's good.
Yeah.
But not in one day.
Session.
So you get the first one from the front, and then get the back and blend it in.
Yeah.
How many days, how many weeks?
All right, go for it.
Blend it, you and all that, and do it again.
Turn it to the side. Other way.